Hello everybody, it's Amy from Northwoods Studio and welcome to my cold, snowy studio. We just got our first big snowfall. We got a foot of snow overnight and it is a perfect time to get cozy in the art studio for the winter. And this is my getting cozy for the winter art haul. So grab yourself something nice to drink, come on in and let's open these packages. Okay, so ignore my hat here. I just had to get all suited up in snow pants and boots and everything and walk the dog. But I'm back now and I'm really excited to open this. It is still early November as I'm filming this, so I won't get into this really heavily probably until December. But I'm planning for December and January to just really focus on what I want to paint and my art, and really get heavily into oils and acrylics. I grabbed these quick. I've been reading both of these again. These are not new. I've showed you these before. I also have an awesome still life book that is not in here. So maybe I'm popping a picture up of that too. But I'm going to be working mainly from these three books. This is Daily Painting by Carol Marine and How to Paint Fast, Loose, and Bold by Patty Malaga. And then the still life book, who I'm having a blank on who, it might be one of these authors. I could be wrong, but I'll pop it up so you can see it. So these are my two boxes from Blick, but what you can't see behind here is I opened a third box already. And so I have some stuff to show you that's not in the box. The first thing that I wanted to show you is I did get a bunch of little painting panels. I think these are, yep, they're all gesso board. So I got the set of, I think these are all sets of 4. So I got the gesso board 5x7 in the 1/8. This is a set of 3. The gesso board 6x8 in 1/8. Also a set of 3. The gesso board 6x6. No, these I think are a set of 4. They are 4. And then I got one 8x8 panel. So if you've read Daily Painting, they advocate for painting like small and everyday. So hence the little boards. And then I also got some more, the large size of my absolute favorite gesso. This is the Liquitex liquid gesso. It's very liquidy in white. It is my favorite gesso, especially if you're trying to just get a nice surface without a lot of brush strokes. And I'm going to put everything down in this box so I don't confused about what I show you and don't show you. Everything is mostly from Blick. The only thing that isn't from, so I will show you this. I've already been using this. You may notice that this looks different, like my plant is gone. I've had a still life set up there in a shadow box, and I got this clip-on little spotlight, and it is awesome. It was not very much money, I don't think. I think it was like $15, and I clip it onto my box, and it has a cool light, a warm light, or a daylight, and it is great for still lifes, and I have been having a ball with this. I have not been able to paint a lot because I'm working on my shop update, but I'm really excited for when I can. And this is the box in case you want to get it. I'll link everything down below in case there's something you want to see. I hope I don't sound too bad. I have a cold and an ear infection of all things. I'm in the middle of my loading. I have one loading dose left for my biologic for my Crohn's disease, and it really knocks your immune system down. The only other time I've ever had an ear infection was on a loading dose for a previous biologic. So something about them. But if I sound weird or if I'm talking really loud, I've been told repeatedly I'm talking really loud. I can't hear out of this ear, so sorry. And then I got this just to try it, and I am loving this. This is the Silver Bristle-On brush. It's a filbert and a size 2. And actually, I believe it's this Patty Malaga. She uses these for sketching in on her canvas, but I'm loving it so much I may just get some more. I really enjoy this brush. It's got a nice stiffness and a nice spring without being scratchy or too stiff. It's like the perfect thing for painting acrylics. I haven't tried it with my oils yet. I like to keep my oil and acrylic brushes separate. I might have to get another one to try with oils and see what I think with oils, but I'm really enjoying it for acrylics. I highly recommend that. And speaking of acrylics, I also got this, which has already been opened and used. This is the Golden Acrylic Pearl Mica Flake and Small. And I don't know if you can see that, but they put a little, like, see, it's 3D. There's an actual sample on the bottle. I love how Golden does that with all of their paints. They put an actual sample of the paint on the outside of the bottle or the jar or the tube. And it's really awesome because it's very helpful. I'm loving these. I've been using them a whole lot in my, well, here, I can just grab one. The light in here is weird right now, but I've just been playing around. This is going to go up. I don't know at the time of filming if there's anything left in my shop. The sun is coming through the back. So I said the light's weird, but there's gold metallic, iridescent, and then these are the pearl mica flakes. And I painted 4 of these little, I was playing with like abstraction and loose. I don't know if you can see the texture on there too, the texture. I'm just having a very tiny little shop update, holiday themed, which if by the time this goes up, it'll have already happened. There may still be a few things in my shop. I'll link it down below in case you want to check it out. I've been making earrings left and right. And then I also got, this has a weird label. And this is one thing I got. I ordered it from Amazon because I forgot to order it from Blick. But it's the Gamblin safflower oil, and it does not look, I don't know if they changed their packaging. I was looking to see if I don't have the safflower oil up here. I think I'm out, which is why I got it. But the packaging normally looks like this. This is their solvent-free fluid. So I don't know if they changed their packaging or if this is really old. But I use this mostly for brush cleaner. So, I'm sure it's fine, but I do prefer to buy from Blick if I can. And then I'm super excited about this. So, I just bumped the camera, sorry. Here are my oil paints. Some of them anyway. These are some of them. These are my Gamblin and Michael Harding oil paints. And you can see they're not super used. And I'll explain why. Okay, so those are professional paints and they're pretty dang expensive. And I tend to skimp with them. So these, however, are my Winsor & Newton Winton oil paints. And they're really not great. I'm very frustrated with the amount of pigment in the paints. But you can see that they're all used. So I'll just show you a little look-see in my box there. So I don't love these paints. In fact, sometimes I really dislike them. They're not, I use the Winsor & Newton Galleria, which is their student line of acrylic paints, and I do like those. And the Winton are their student line of oil paints, and I mean, obviously I use them, but I get really frustrated with the amount of pigment load, but I like the price. So I'm really excited for these. So this is the Gamblin 1980 oil paints, and I actually opened this box because it was crumpled and I thought it was going to be a problem, but it comes in this really nice wooden box. It's a really nice set. And it comes with some solvent-free gel. And now that I'm looking at it, I see the packaging is the same as this. So maybe they did just change their packaging. So like I said, this is their student line, but I've heard that the pigment load is way, way, way better than the Winton, and the prices are comparable for student grade prices. So I've heard you get more bang for your buck with this. So I'm going to try these. I mean, the Michael Harding, if you look, you'll see they're hardly touched. I do tend to use the Gamblins just because the Michael Harding, they're so expensive. They're lovely. They're lovely paints. They're my favorite paints, but they're so expensive. So I've been using the Gamblin, but they're pretty expensive too. They're still professional level. So I thought I would try these 1980s. I want to say 1950s for some reason. And I'm going to open them right now because I want to see them. I'm really excited. It's Friday, and I really wanted to paint today, but I don't think I can. I've got too much work to do. So, like I said, it's this nice little wooden box. It's just like a wooden box for storing them in, and then the paints. And I wanted to get one of the tubes out to take a look at it. So, cadmium red light. It doesn't say hue, so it's actually cadmium red. And why do I never have reading glasses and scissors? I cannot seem to keep reading glasses and scissors. I can't seem to keep located. So these are the refined linseed oil, light fastness 1, opaque. All the info you need is on here and not a hue. So I'm really excited to try these and see what I think. So stay tuned for my channel, to my channel for a review of those. All right, now we get to get on to the fun stuff. All right, let's start with this. Ooh, I don't want to put anything on this painting in case I sell it. All right. Ooh. I'm going to open this up, take out the packaging. All right, so like I said, I'm mostly going to be focusing on oils and acrylics for the winter. I tend to like to paint with oils and acrylics in the colder months and switch to watercolors, gouache, and mixed media in the warmer month. I didn't know I did that. That was a recent discovery by paying attention over the last few years. So pay attention because maybe you have stuff like that too. So this is a restock. A lot of this is going to be restocks. This is the Golden Soft Gel Gloss. And I just used up the last of it. I have 4 of these little chickadees. I don't know. Yeah, you can see the iridescent in there. That is in the soft gel gloss. So I use that as like the medium to attach that to these little chickadee paintings, which will be in my holiday collection. And now these are all restocks. All of these are restocks. I use these all up. So we have here cadmium yellow light. And again, it's golden heavy body. And you can see how they paint the swatch of paint on there. So you can see what you're working with. I love that. I wish all paint companies would do that. And in this one we have Mars Black. And I don't usually paint with black, but this makes a lovely, I think it's a warm green. I think this leans a little warm. And I've been using it in mixes for things. And I don't use black a lot, but it is good to have one, and mine is gone. So, and then in this one we have Dioxazine Purple. Another one of my favorites. Now, this is usually what I would use for a black. I use Dioxazine Purple and then mix it with other stuff to make my own black, and that is why I'm out. It's a really rich, really pigmented, and really dark, so you can get really dark darks with it. I should do a color mixing video. And then Cadmium Orange. And this is a convenience color, but I also use it for desaturating blues. It's a really, really nice color for desaturating blues. And, you know, I just had scissors and glasses. All right. All right, and now my last little box here. Now, those were all restocks. Everything in that box is restocks. This has a few things that are not restocks, and I will have to go through this and make sure everything is here. I'm excited for this box. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. The Blick Christmas catalog. Well, I know what I'm going to be doing this afternoon with a cup of tea after I get my work done. I love when the Christmas catalog comes. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Blick, in case you couldn't tell. Okay, so these are new. I'm going to take these out so you can see. These are new. So these gesso boards, they're kind of expensive, especially once you get up to the 8x8 size where you have to buy them individually. I think they're like $7 right now. I don't think they're normally always that expensive, if you know what I mean, but right now they are, and you only get one. So these are new. I don't even know what brand they are, but like I said, I will link them all down below. These are ungessoed birch panels, and I got a set of 5 8x8s for I think it was less than this one of this. So obviously I have to gesso it, and that's going to take some time, but it's way cheaper. So I got a pack of 5 8s and a pack of 5 6s, and we will see what we think. I can see the edges are a little chippy and rough, but once we get the gesso on there, it really shouldn't matter. I have high hopes for these, so I will be doing a future review on those later on. And then we have I'm also really excited about this. This was not cheap, and looking at the bottle, I am surprised at how small it is. This is ridiculous. I think I can smell it even through the... Okay, so this was not cheap. This is lavender spike oil essence, okay? And this itty bitty bottle was $20. Now, this is in place of paint thinner. Turpentines nobody really uses them anymore. I use Gamsol, but even with the Gamsol, it will give me headaches and sometimes rashes if I use it for too long. There are non-toxic ways of painting, but some of my paints, especially like the Gamblin paints, can be just a little too stiff, and they need something. And if you're painting in layers, then you have to work from lean to fat, thin to thick, and you need something to thin those first layers of paint. So this is lavender spike oil from the Chelsea Classical Studio, and this is supposed to be completely non-toxic, although I do hear it has a very strong lavender scent because it's made from lavender. A little, I guess, is going to have to go a long way because that is a tiny bottle. I want to open it and see what I think about the smell. Oh, that's not bad at all. It just smells like lavender essential oil. I don't know who, some people who reviewed it said they didn't like the smell and it was really strong. That's not even as strong as my lavender essential oil, so I don't know what they were talking about. So we are going to see what we think with this. It is like precious liquid gold. We'll have to be very careful with it and not knock it over, which I have a problem with. Okay, now let's see. These are also not new. I decided to, not new. They are new. They are new. These are not restocks is what I meant. I decided to invest in some new brushes. Now, I will say that I have tried both of these brands before, and these are different sizes. So all of these, I think, are either one of two brands. They are either the Blick Master Stroke or the Royal and Langnickel. I also want to say Zebra, but they're actually called Zen. So what we have here is, I'm trying to separate them out. The Blick Master Stroke are my favorite brushes for oils, and they are not cheap. I will say that. They're not cheap. I got some flats. I have filberts, and I would have liked to got more, but they're not cheap, so this is what I got. I got the 6, the 4, and the 2, and they are really beautiful brushes. I really enjoy them. They hold up really well. You can scrub and nothing comes out, and they're just really beautiful brushes. They're my favorite. They last forever. I have some, and in fact, let's see if I can. So this is not it. I know I've got one here. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. Just for comparisons, this is a Blick Master Stroke round. And I'm going to tell you right now that that came from 1999. And I still have it. This is from when I was in art school. And look it. I mean, I've used that thing, and it is still in decent condition. It's really good. So these are the new brushes I got. Okay, sorry, I had to stop filming there for a second. Where was I? So I think I showed you the Blick Master Stroke brushes, and then the other brushes that I got. these are all the Zen by Royal and Langnickel, and they're golden tackle-ons. So there you can see them right there. Now, these are a little bit softer, still nice and springy, but softer. So I will use these with my oil paints for once I'm to the fat layers where I'm thinning with linseed oil, when I want a nice clear stroke over the under layers without disturbing the under layers, assuming they're still wet, then I will reach for a golden tackle-on brush and not a bristle brush. And I got these in a flat 4, a flat 8, a flat 10, a flat 6, and then I just got one of their, no I didn't. This is also a flat. This is a flat 2. So they're all flats. I was very lacking in flats. I have a lot of filberts for some reason, and some rounds, but almost no flats. So that's what I got for those. And now we're on to the paints. So some of these are restocks, and some of them are new colors. I had more Michael Harding than Gamblin. And these are not the 1980s. These are the Gamblin artist oil colors, the professionals. They are pretty stiff, which I tend, if I'm painting solvent-free, I don't love it. Hopefully that lavender spike oil comes in to play. But they are a lot cheaper, like I said, than the Michael Harding, which tend to be a little bit looser. However, like I said, the Michael Harding are super expensive, and I have a lot of trouble using them. The Gamblin are quite a bit cheaper. Not as cheap as the 1980s or the Wintons, but they are quite a bit cheaper. So I think this is a restock, so I'll put that down. But these two are new colors. So I got Gamblin Artist Oil Colors in Cadmium Chartreuse. And I don't know what it's looking like. On your end, the camera is picking this up as yellow. It is not. It is a bright, like chartreusey green. Like absinthe. I'm thinking of, like, you know, the whole Van Gogh and Toulouse-Lautrec, and yeah, I've never had absinthe. I guess people drink it now. I always thought it was poison, but whatever. And this is Cobalt Teal, and again, the camera isn't picking the color up very well. To me on the camera, it's looking blue. This is like a bright Cobalt Teal, green, more green than what I'm seeing on the camera. This is a restock. This is the Gamblin Phthalo Green, and they do seem to have all new packaging. Because this is what it used to look like right there. So they do have new packaging with these dots on them. And then I got Dioxazine Purple. That is a restock. I was out. Again, I use that for my mixing black and everything. I just put it right in there. I should keep them out, keep them separate for a little bit, so in case I have to redo anything. I wasn't sure my microphone was recording there, so I just quick paused it and restarted it. Sorry if it jumped weird. And then in here we have, so my Gamblin palette wasn't complete because I was mostly using Michael Harding, and I used up some of the Michael Harding and I didn't want to replace it. So these are, to make my Gamblin palette whole, I use a split primary palette. So two yellows, 2 blues, 2 reds, 1 warm and cool of each. Plus, I usually use a burnt sienna, a raw umber, the dioxazine purple. If I mean, that's a convenience color. You don't have to have it, but like I mix a lot of my darks with it, and white and black. So I did not have a warm red. This is the Naphthol Scarlet. I'm replacing the Michael Harding, and then this is the Cadmium Yellow Deep. Again, replacing the Michael Harding, and Burnt Sienna. Again, replacing the Michael Harding. I would have liked to get bigger tubes, but I didn't have the money right now. I know everybody's probably dealing with that. But speaking of bigger tubes, I did get 2 tubes that were bigger of 2 colors. historically, I've been using acrylics more than oils. So if I do end up using these up, then I will replace them with big tubes. But I didn't want to, so this is just the titanium white, the big tube. But I didn't want to put a bunch of money into them and then just continue using more the acrylics. But this is one color that I go through like gangbusters. It must be like my favorite color to paint with. You'll notice that in both my acrylics and my oils, I have big tubes of ultramarine blue, my favorite blue. So I just splashed out and got the big tube because I know I will use that up because I do. And then there's 3 more tubes here, and then that's it. And then I'll go through the list and make sure everything I ordered was here and everything. And then I got quinacridone magenta, again replacing, that's weird. That's the only one that came not with the dots, the new packaging. Again, replacing a Michael Harding. And permanent orange, again, replacing a Michael Harding. And radiant white, which I hear is really, really, really good for highlights. They have a whole line of radiant colors. They are not fluorescent. They're just supposed to be super, super bright. And I think that they're made with, yeah, so the radiant colors are made with safflower oil. So that is a slower drying oil. So your paints will dry slower, but it has no, as you can see, this is, I wonder if I have a linseed oil. It's not up here. I just remembered it's not up here, but it is non-yellowing, and it also is a lighter yellow just in the bottle than linseed oil. So if you want something that's really bright, really not warm undertones, then you're going to want to use a paint that has safflower oil instead of linseed, although be aware that the drying time is a lot longer. So this is their radiant white. And like I said, they have a whole line of pastels that are made with the safflower oil, not the linseed oil, so that they're brighter and more pure and more saturated. And I would love to, that might be a Christmas present that I might have to ask for this year. Uh-oh, did I order 2? Did I just pick I must have just picked this up, right? Because this says Naphthol Scarlet, and I know I already showed you the Naphthol Scarlet. So I'm thinking, hopefully, that I just picked it up. And that I didn't order 2, but it's been known to happen. I don't know, flaky. All right. All right, that is my whole haul. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to check out my shop or my Patreon, all of that, or my Instagram, that'll all be linked down below if you want to check it out. Thank you for being here with me today. If you haven't hit the like or subscribe button yet or left a comment, I would love it if you did. That is a free, no-cost way for you to help support my channel and tell YouTube that my videos aren't crap. All right, thank you for being here with me. And until next time, happy creating.